Hey guys, I am ready to go. Good afternoon. I am ready now. YouTube live stream should be running as well. Just had something for lunch. Very exciting times coming back from the gym. And then there's that moment of truth where you're like, all right, I left to the gym right here. Once I got filled, I saw this candle form, but I really wasn't confident. Like, yeah, I just took it, set and forget. I don't have a very easy time doing that. The forgetting part is usually the hardest one. Setting it's okay, but then you go to the gym. I don't have mobile data for a reason. If I'm like away from my charts, where I spend already a lot of time in front of a screen, I try to limit the amount of time I spend in front of other screens when I'm away from my chart. Works really well for me. And yeah, so you don't have a chance to check if the trade is running in profit, and then it's that little bit of not knowing what's going to happen. You come back, you turn on your machine, and it's like, oh, okay. You open your eyes, and yeah, it's awesome to see that. 15 points this morning. I shared it with all the VIP members. I hope some of you managed to catch it. I mean, I pointed it out. Buy side right here on this candle, so we essentially had 1 hour to enter into the trade, a little bit more than 1 hour. That's alright. Acceptable. Nice. Let's close YM, we do not need that anymore. And let's clean up all this analysis. What else did I want to talk about? For all the Europeans here watching the stream right now, I think TradingView, let me see. I just got an email earlier this morning that TradingView has a 70% discount for Europeans only, so sorry to everyone who isn't living in Europe. Let's see, account and billing. Change plan. I don't see it. Let me check that quickly. In that email, get up to 70% off until the 22nd of October. Now I have to check that out after the stream. I will share it with you guys on Discord. It is out there. So yeah, we will see. It's not in here yet. Usually they have a banner saying that we have a 70% discount, but I will make sure that I renew my premium, or maybe I downgrade to the plus subscription. I do not really need premium. 10 indicators is enough for me. I don't need all these active price alerts. I don't need alerts that don't expire. I don't need second-based interverse. I don't need unlimited safe chart layouts. 10 is more than enough. Publishing invite-only indicators. Ah, yeah, right. That's right. All right. Well, I will think about that later on. All right, is it 8:30 yet? No, it's 8:20. Let me clean up my chart, because right now we have equal highs. I chose this as my target. Why? Because it's the closest buy side in premium. Hang on. I don't like how laggy it is, so I'm going to restart here quickly. And I also want to check on live stream. All right. All right, so yesterday with all the accumulations on VIP members, you guys should know what I'm talking about here, based on all the higher time frame analysis that I shared in the weekly outlook. This chart should look familiar to you. If you haven't watched it, make sure to watch it. It's on Discord in the weekly outlook section. I won't repeat everything now here on the stream, but right now, based on the higher time frame, let's go to the hourly and quickly clean up the order book, not the object tree. That all is money. Money Monday started off perfectly, so I'm not really interested in holding too long or taking other trades right now. So let me hide all these drawings. That's what I wanted to do. So right now we are currently in a downtrend. We had a 1 hour change in the state of delivery with a bearish fair value gap. We repriced into that bearish fair value gap and had another leg to the downside. We pulled back, filled in this new entire 1 hour bearish fair value gap, and we rejected, formed a new lower low. So before we continue into last week's new week opening gap, the Friday low, and the sell side right here at 3 p.m. New York local time, I pointed out on Discord. Hang on, I have proof. Not that anyone cares. Good morning, agent. I was looking at something similar, and so far it played out perfectly. Come on. Here in the weekly outlook, I was looking for this internal buy side to be hit first, because it's especially this upper one, because it's in a premium to reprice lower into a discount. That's usually how price moves. And yeah, kind of was looking for that. And so far it played out perfectly. We had this initial push up. I tried to get long on this one right here, but I've been stopped out. But eventually it played out. We kept holding on this 1 hour bullish fair value gap. We still have this buy side open. And let's turn on Monday's drawings again. I really want to see this buy side to be cleared before we continue lower. This would be my overall target for this morning. So let's see what we're working with. Here we have our market structure shift on the 5-minute time frame, but we don't need that. This has been our London Open fake out move to the downside. Based on that, I framed the 2022 model, and I really want to see that 4376.5 high to be broken. Clear buy side in a premium to continue lower into discount. New York midnight, we have news on the calendar, the Empire State Manufacturing Index. At 8:30, so we will see how that plays out. Middle, center. We took that trade, that's done and done. We have London. London sell side below us, roughly at the 50% of the new week opening gap. We have our midnight level, which is right now overlapping with the VWAP. And right now, really what it looks like is a classic seek and destroy. We sweep buy side. This is the Asia low. Clear. We go for buy side. Once we go above buy side, we reject. And once we swept sell side, we go for buy side. That's a typical seek and destroy pattern. It's not gonna continue for the rest of the day, don't get me wrong. But yeah, I'm not sure if we're gonna get the expansion right away. 8:30 news will tell. we could see a pop above this buy side and then maybe a reversal to fill in the rest of the new week opening gap and maybe gravitate towards the previous day's low, like we spoke about during on a weekly outlook. But right now I'm not really in a rush to take a trade. Right now, if we look at our current PD array here on the 15-minute, we're in a premium, or at least above 50%. I don't like taking longs above 50% of a range. I would like to see a retracement for a continuation back up to get a better risk to reward ratio from that potential opportunity. So 15-minute London buy side, Asia buy side, short-term low. Really, Asia sell side. And I'm not sure if everyone noticed already. I think, yeah, February last year, no, this year, where do we have it? TradingView reached out to, like, I don't know, premium users and creators on TradingView, offering a, yeah, I don't know, but they asked basically a couple of users for suggestions. And I made the suggestion, lots of other people made too, to include the 50% on rectangles on the box drawing tool. And finally, they have made the change. So if you reload your tab or restart TradingView, and you have to make sure up here it's up to date, you can now draw a rectangle or a fair value gap and automatically turn on the middle line. So there's no need to use a Fibonacci tool anymore to draw a middle line. You can now use the regular box, and yeah, it's automatically divided by 2. And you have that consequent encouragement of every fair value gap. If you want to see it, simply enable or disable it. It's just a tiny little change, but still makes you excited, or at least me. 1 hour time frame. I want to map out this 1 hour bullish fair value gap. And now I don't have to use a Fibonacci retracement. I don't like to use them anyway. But this is our current 1 hour bullish fair value gap, and we kept holding around the consequent encouragement perfectly here. Let's see, London buy side. What's the time? Oh, news already came in. 8:30. Wow. Let's see if it actually has some momentum. That's why I said during the weekly outlook that I don't really care about the Empire State Manufacturing Index. It's not something like NFP or CPI where we just get a, like, I don't know, 25-point candle. All the news that we have this week, maybe except for Power Speaking, our news I don't care about, even though they're red folder news. So if I see a opportunity that I like, I'd still take it. And the news, more often than not, actually help carrying my way to the take profit target, basically. Alright, so now we're down to the 5. We have this bearish fair value gap right now. And I want to see the 50% right here. We theoretically, low, high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Not really sure if I would treat this as a short-term low on the 1 minute for sure. But did we close below it? Yes, we did. Let me check the 15 again. No way, that's something on the 15. On the 5. No. high, pull back, higher high, higher low, higher high. Yeah, well, theoretically it is, and theoretically this would be a 2022 model. Bearish fair value gap, displacement, use a 5-point stop max. We now have 8:30 news. Target internal sell side, but yeah, I don't like it. I'm not going to take it. I will wait for this 8:30 candle to close first, and then we see where price is going to take us, because we still have these equal highs. If we would have cleared this buy side, different story in my opinion, then yes, we could be looking for shorts, but until we didn't do that, I'm going to hold back here. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. Also, for everyone that's watching the free YouTube live stream, don't be shy. All right. Not in a hurry to get into a trade with my funded accounts. Content with the London session. We reject it again. The 8:30 open. Almost at the same level as midnight, only a 2-point difference. That's almost the same on a bigger picture. I'm blind. All right, a dotted line. So let's see how that plays out. But before we continue now here, I'm gonna just let this play out. Let's see if we close above. Do we get an inversion? No, we still close inside. But what I wanted to talk about, for all the VIP members, I created a new channel for VIP indicators. I've been, last weekend on the previous weekend, I've been working on some cool stuff. Now, where do we have it? Indicators right here. I created a higher time frame candles indicator, a standard deviations indicator based on 20 years of data that I pulled from the internet, put into an Excel file, and it gives you standard deviations based on the opening price of a specific asset, or like, yeah, the average trading range per day, and yeah, standard deviations from that. I will make a video about it to explain it much better, but that's still to be created. The higher time frame candles, it's pretty much straightforward. The multi-time frame volume imbalances, this used to be a free indicator for most of its time, but now it's premium. And let me show these indicators here on the stream quickly. So the higher time frame candles, hang on, let me choose a different time frame. Let's say we want to see the hourly time frame next to us. We can choose how many candles we want to see, up to 10. I can do more, but I think it's really unnecessary. Let's say we want to watch or see the most recent 3-hour candles, 3 of them. And that's what they currently look like. We see the open, high, low, close. And based on that, let's see, maybe increase it and do 5. You would also be able to see on spot fair value gaps. Let's check the last 10. Just to get a quick idea of what the higher time frame looks like without having to, yeah, eventually switch between time frames all the time. This is what the daily looks like right now. And if I just turn on one candle, we see the current daily candle. From its low, open right here at the new week opening gap, the current close, and the high right here. You can change all the colors, so that's pretty neat. Yeah, and that's the higher time frame candles indicator. We also have the multi-time frame volume imbalances. As we can see right here, This is a volume imbalance from a higher time frame, currently the daily time frame, and you can plot up to as many as you want to. You can choose even a weekly time frame. So let's see, where do we have weekly volume imbalances? Right here we do have one. So basically new week opening gaps. Right here we have a weekly volume imbalance which kept on holding or has been respected very well. We got into it, rejection, we got above it, kept holding support until we broke below. You can quickly switch between all the time frames to see different volume imbalances. And if you've been watching the stream, like, you know that I'm a big fan of volume imbalances. They can really help sometimes. Let's check the hourly volume imbalances here. Old ones, let's not extend all. So right here, we just created a new hourly volume imbalance, if that's all you want to know. Or just little tools that you can use to make your charting experience a lot easier. The standard deviations indicator, I will make a specific video about it, makes more sense. And of course the Session Pro, which is displaying the 8:30 opening, the midnight level, the daily open, labeling each and every day with a daily label. So Monday, Friday, Thursday, it's showing you the Asia, London and New York kill zone, the previous day high and low with numbers and everything, and you can modify that indicator to as you wish. So if you want to see a different open, let's say, I don't know, the 6:30 open or the 6 a.m. open, you can do that as well. Alright, I think we just swept buy side. Yep, there we go. Equal highs. 5 minutes after news. Middle, center. Open up with a bearish volume imbalance. What would have been nice would have been a close above and then use it actually as a inversion after just having taken some internal sell side liquidity. So we swept the short-term low, leaving behind this bearish fair value gap. Nice would have been with 8:30 to close above and then enter on the inversion fair value gap to continue into the equal high buy side. So the overall draw on liquidity this morning was correct based on the weekly outlook. But since we've hit that now, really all I'm interested in is shorts. So I would wait for a nice reversal setup to form. The next proper liquidity target would be this high right here at 4394. And after that, yeah, pretty much the previous day's high at 4407. So right now we're inside Friday's range on the 1 hour chart. This is my current PD array that I'm referencing here also for the lower time frame. Why do you have to be so laggy? And right now we're in a premium or above the 50%. And I prefer looking for longs below the 50% if I'm anticipating this buy side to be taken. That's exactly what we did with the signal that we took, where we retrace back inside of our 1 hour bullish fair value gap, overlapping with 2 5-minute bullish fair value gaps, a 15-minute. Right here we had our market structure shift. Displaced above, we consolidated around the VWAP, leaving behind equal lows. We took them out one last time and had a nice little V-shaped recovery to the upside and eventually hit the target. MSS bullish. Picked up stops. So yeah, right now it's a waiting game. We will see what happens. Maybe we leave behind a nice little bullish fair value gap here that we could use for a possible continuation. But keep in mind, we are now above the 50%. Risk reward wise, it's not really attractive to me to place a trade on my funded accounts. So I would prefer a reversal setup. Let's see if we have any questions on the Discord or on YouTube. Yeah, screw it, not sharing it. Let me also quickly check EU. Any questions, Kuch, Ragnar, Mike, or Agent? Anything you want to look at or talk about? We already had the news that we were waiting for today. We have the 9:30 opening. My favorite ice cream, yeah, vanilla and strawberry. If I go to like, yeah, the ice cream shop, I'm always going for vanilla and strawberry. I just like that combination. I know there's so many other different flavors, like, I don't know, sometimes they do get crazy with them, and I don't know, I'm not a fan of testing unless it's related to trading, testing out new things. I'm a creature of habit. And I know strawberry and vanilla, it's pretty hard to mess up that flavor. Very easy to make, I think. So yeah, you can't go wrong with that. Yeah, blueberries is nice too. Banana ice cream is nice too, but I much rather eat a banana. But yeah, really it's strawberry vanilla. If it's a good shop, then fool. But right now it's too cold for ice cream. We have like 10 degrees here in Germany. Winter is coming. Alright, so we left behind a 5-minute bullish fair value gap, and the 15-minute didn't close above this buy side. So just out of curiosity, I'm not going to take this on my funded account. I just want to test how bullish price is. But in terms of risk to rewards, what we would expect right now, because we're in an uptrend, we just swept a short-term low. We had the expansion into buy-side liquidity. We would expect this fair value gap to hold support. If it does not hold support and we manage to close below it, this would be a great area to short from. But until then, I would really just be looking for the continuation up higher. And I will try that. What's your favorite ice cream, Agent Smith? Okay, so we already formed a new higher high. We're pushing. Gonna check out NQ here in a second, because NQ repriced lower than ES did today. So let's check that out. Everything's red. So NQ, did it take this low? Nope, it did not. But NQ filled in this entire new week opening gap. And as of right now, it still didn't clear neither the Asia session high, nor did it clear the London session high right here, while ES is already above all those levels. So we have some sort of SMT divergence, but I wouldn't look for shorts based on it. I would much rather see NQ to expand and ES therefore to follow. So we still have lots of breathing room to continue looking at it like that. How many points is that on NQ? I don't trade NQ, but still, yeah, 20 points. That's not bad. That's what I would be looking for if I were to trade NQ. Market structure shift wise right here, kept holding on that lowest fair value gap, repriced up higher. No, but continuation to the upside would be preferred. Candle is going to close in 30 seconds. And yeah, unless I see a nice 2022 model short from the 1 hour range premium into sell side for ES to fill the rest of the new week opening gap, I'm not going to engage on my 150k account. The 50k funded accounts, they are already up $600 today, and I'm not going to give that away. It's very important for me to, like, if I have the chance to close Monday as a winning day with $600 profit, I will accept that anytime. And yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not trying to make some more potential profits. I have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday to do that. Why risk it now? So, but other than that, we have a new 5-minute candle. We still haven't retraced into our 5-minute fair value gap. We had a 1-minute fair value gap right here after we swept that buy side, but I prefer 5-minute fair value gaps over that. So we see we continue. NQ is also continuing further to the upside. If you're long on NQ right now, yeah, I'd hold at least until we hit the Asian session buy side. Yes, seems to be following suit, but without getting a good entry. If we would have seen maybe like a volume imbalance here on the 5-minute time frame, I would have considered it. Like maybe a volume imbalance between these two candles, yeah. But as of right now, we sit and wait for an opportunity to present itself. Alright, so we swept this fractal high. Candle still takes 2 minutes until it's closing. Time to journal my trades from the London session. 659 on the funded account. Let's do that. Bento book. Apex Live. Plus 6. What did I say? 54? Yeah, no, 59. 659. And if you're wondering what journaling software I'm using, it's in the description box below. Right here, it's called Bento Book. Actually, one of our accumulation zone community members created it. It's really cool. And he initially created it only for himself, but yeah, then he opened it up to our community only initially for beta testing to get some feedback, and then we improved it together, and now it's open to the public as well. He currently runs a 15% discount, and we did some giveaways for 3 months already on our Discord server, so if you want to participate, make sure to do that. Maybe I can give 1 or 2 more away today during the live stream, but we will see about that. I still have to wait for new codes from the creator. Alright, but let's journal this trade here quickly. I need, where do we have trade ideas? There we go. Copy a link. Paste it in here. 1 mini contract on ES1. A game. 2022 setup. Fair value gap entry. No, and a new tag that's new to me, set and forget. During the London rollover session. Alright. And now we can add that to review it on Saturday. Add trade. Nice. Been a while since we took a losing trade. Let me check that now. The Apex Live. $1,000 away from our first payout on that account. Nice. Alright, that's done. Let's see what we did on ES. We open up with a volume imbalance. Nice. And we did exactly what we would want to see. We open up with the volume imbalance right here. We retested the closing price of that previous candle, and we continue expanding to the upside. But this is unconfirmed right now. We have a bullish fair value gap below us. We're still pre-9:30 opening. Not looking forward to engage anymore. Yeah, bullish fair value gap. We possibly could leave from behind here as well. Let's check the 15. We have a huge 15-minute fair value gap as well. I'm actually going to be referring to that one. $15-minute, size 12. Pull it back down to the 5. And what I want to do here is I'm looking at this move to the downside. This last one So from the lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, I want to measure that last lower leg to the downside and use deviations to see where we could possibly extend towards. Alright, so 2 standard deviations, 3 would take us into this 5-minute buy side, and 4 standard deviations would almost deliver us to our previous days or Friday's high. We will keep a look at that, an eye on that. But other than that, still nothing new. Let's check if NQ. No, NQ didn't clear the high yet. And I have to prepare myself for a potential entry on EU. This is not financial advice. I'm taking this on my 90% sale Apex account because I'm testing something out here. No, not the funded one, this one. Stop loss 13, so I'm gonna up the stop loss to 26. Three to 1 risk reward, 77 ticks. So stop, 1 contract, order placed. Okay, so we have a new 5-minute bullish. What's the time? It is 9 AM. Yeah. So a new hourly candle open up with a bearish volume imbalance, but we left this last volume imbalance open and we just retested it. This one is paired with a bullish fair value gap below it. But really, we can see we are slowing down after we had this 8:30 rally, and measuring from our most recent low to the high, we could expect a retracement at least into the 50%, maybe the golden pocket. So somewhere inside this 15-minute fair value gap, and then eventually still continue higher or break below it, use it as resistance to deliver into all the sell side that we have left behind. Overall, my bias for the New York session is short-term bullish, and my weekly, let's say for Monday heading into Tuesday, I'd like to get a reversal set up inside this big 1-hour PD array to fill in the rest of the new week opening gap and to eventually take out some more sell side on the higher time frame. All right, that's all set. Let's open up Discord chat. Nope, no new messages or questions. And let's check out the live stream. Any questions with what's going on right now? basically we're just waiting for the 9:30 open to give us some more information. There's nothing to be done right now. We had a successful London session. I do not want to mess that up. We have a 15-minute fair value gap below us that's lining up with the 50% retracement level from this low to this high. So if we look for continuation, really, I would look for continuation from this level and not really those two bullish fair value gaps that we have left behind. Of course, it could still play out, but the probability is lower, because if you enter up here, let's say of the 50% level of this highest fair value gap, yes, you could still potentially hit this buy side, but I don't know, you would have to cover too much in terms of potential drawdown. 5 points would not even cover this entire 15-minute. You would have to go for almost a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio in order to be safe. In 30 minutes, we have the New York opening. This is a new hourly candle. So if we use the new higher time frame candles indicator and turn it on hourly candles to get a quick look at what the hourly time frame is doing. Last 5 candles. We had a strong expansion to the upside on the hourly time frame. Let's look at a couple more. So yeah, we could easily retrace to somewhere like maybe this little order block right here. Now this is the first candle for the day, I think. We retraced lower, yeah, took that sell sign and expanded to the upside. We will see, we do not have any hourly fair value gaps other than this one right here that I have drawn up all the way to the left. This is our hourly bullish fair value gap that we kept holding inside of. Here basically we saw a head and shoulders pattern delivered into the buy side target. So yeah, really this hourly candle could retrace somewhere to the 50% of the previous hourly candle, which would also perfectly line up with our 15-minute bullish fair value gap, the 50% of our current 15-minute range. So yeah, no reason to jump the gun or chase anything. It's not going to be worth it. And if we look at the standard deviations, the way I use them on ES daily, let's check it out. Hide all the drawings here quickly. We had our open, we already hit the 0.5 standard deviation. This would be my overall target for today. If we continue higher, would be almost lining up with a positive one, with this previous day's high or Friday's high. And 70% of the time, 80% of the time, we stay between +1, +1, and -1. Those are overall just good reversal points. If there's an algo, that's definitely where some orders are being placed. Show the history. Can I find a good example? So on Friday, no, that's Thursday. Now Friday, we opened up. We have a positive 0.5. We price up into that. And then what you want to do is use confluence, why we could reject from here. And we see once we break above it, we hold and we consolidate. We get our market structure shift. And this was last Friday where we entered short on our live stream to secure a quick 5 points back to the 0.5 standard deviation. I used it so far only in the background, but it works really well. Right here we see another example. We open up 0.5 standard deviations, pull back to our open level and continue lower. Open and somewhere around the first standard deviation, this was last Tuesday, where we also caught the short back inside of our range, +1 down to +0.5. And only during true expansion days we see something like the +1.5 standard deviation to be hit. And like I already said, what we want to see is a candle cut through it, cut through this +1 standard deviation, and then we know we're not really looking for a reversal. We could easily continue up and through this, and that's exactly what we did. if we see some hesitation, like we, for example, saw right here at the negative 0.5 standard deviation, that's when you want to, maybe look for a reverse. So if we cut through it and we keep on cutting through it, you could potentially target the next standard deviation. Like right here, we touch it, we get rejected, we go back up, we leave a doji, another doji, and then we shift market structure. Good time to look for a short based on 20 years of historical data on ES and plenty of other assets. Yeah. Right now we also talked about that. We could hold above the 0.5, but really I'd like to see that retracement. Volume imbalances on the 1 hour time frame. We have a volume imbalance right here. Also lining up with our 5-15 minute bullish fair value gap, a potential optimum trade entry. Let's see if we see some sort of a trend line here. Sort of. This would be our current trend line. But yeah, we got close to it. Yeah. Overall, let's wait for the 9:30 open. It's going to tell us a hell lot more of what we could anticipate heading into a SilverBullet hour. 10 to 11 a.m. 9:30 opening. If we keep on making higher lows and higher highs, I would prefer that, because this way we could easily get a nice 2022 model, sweep the most recent low. So if we hold here and make a new higher high, make a new higher low, a new higher high, likely not because we have the New York open, but this would be ideal because then this low, for example, could become our market structure shift for a nice short all the way down into sell side, London sell side, the consequent encouragement of the new week opening gap. 22 points. That's nice. Check out EU. Looking alright. Let's see. Open up the Discord chat. Still no questions. Unfortunate. Let's see if we have any questions on YouTube. No, not right now. But let me also put in the other trade on my 150k account into my trading channel here quickly. Do I still have it copied? Perfect. The 150k account, we went long with one contract. We made a total profit of 659. ES1. I took a few small losses earlier on the 150k account, so that's why this one is only up 200 bucks. It's what I consider to be my high risk account, where I take different setups, not just a 2022 model. No. A game 2022 setup. We used a fair value gap entry. Where is the set and forget tag? Right here. London session heading into rollover. Set and forget 2022 model. Yeah, perfect. So our winning streak for the 150k account continues. No, something's wrong. Guess I made a little more profit on that account. Let me head over here. Apex 150k. $50 more to be exact, so 709. Still not matching up, 709. 714. Yep, so now it's matching up with what we see on my trail weight. Perfect. Starting good so far into this week. That's why I'm not in a hurry to give it away. We kept on holding this highest fair value gap, so right now everything's going in my favor. Heading into the New York Open, I will watch this low right here very closely. This could become our potential market structure shift. Bearish. So now we're back inside this volume imbalance. Yep, we want to see a quick expansion away from that, and we target this as our buy side. Did anyone enter on this highest bullish fair value gap? 3.75 points, and if you enter from a consequent encouragement, almost 5 points already. So let's see if we can break above that. Perfect. Now we have a new higher low for the potential market structure shift in a premium based on the hourly range. Pull back. Looking for something like this. The euro dollar trade did not trigger. That's fine. Perfect. Let me buy side liquidity taken. I'm gonna be back in no time. I'm just quickly going to the bathroom. Still have 12 minutes until the New York Open, so we will wait for that. Perfect. Yeah, it's either morning, afternoon, or evening. That's why I usually say hello with good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. If I would still be back over in Australia, it would be night almost. No, not almost. It would be night, like 11 p.m. or something. So I'm pretty glad that I do not have to stay up all night anymore to trade the New York session. Here it's the afternoon. It's just 3:30 p.m. almost. That's when the New York Open happens. Much easier to structure your day, get some things done, and you're not really 12:22 a.m. So you must be in Sydney or somewhere around Sydney, or Melbourne. Yeah, okay. Yeah, a friend of mine traded from Sydney, and one actually went over to New Zealand, and that's when it really gets messy. I was living in Perth most of the time, and the only good thing about it in regards for the trading hours was that Perth or WA didn't have the winter and summertime change, luckily, because otherwise everything would have moved away with the New York time, because New York and America, Europe, they're all switching between summer and winter time. WA didn't, so the New York Open actually was a hour earlier than it used to be, because WA doesn't move, the entire world is moving around 1 hour ahead, 1 hour in advance. I like that, but still, middle of the night, not really ideal. You've already done so much work, likely. You're tired. Yeah. Or you have lots of things on your mind because it already has been an entire day. And then trading with that. That's why I back then traded mainly the Asian and London kill zone. Worked much better. And then I still have a regular work schedule. I don't have to stream in the middle of the night, having to wake everyone up. So yeah. But New York is most often where the moves happen for the future index. But I mean, it just depends what you're trading. I used to trade the Japanese yen dollar pairs most often during the Asian kill zone back then. But you can still trade the London kill zone in the afternoon, late afternoon, which is fine. Asia most of the time is just job. Sometimes it works out, but yeah, not really. Most of the time what we get is Asia range or consolidation. Only very rarely we see a nice expansion. I mean, today Asia range from low to the high, 12 points, acceptable. It moves slower, so it might be easier for some traders. New 5-minute bullish fair value gap, 5 minutes ahead of the New York Open. Four minutes to go. 'Let's see. Fresh game looking for a potential model, maybe already with the New York opening. If we break this low, we have a valid model inside our 1 hour premium. We hit the second standard deviation and we rejected from it to the tick. For the standard deviation, I used the most recent lower leg before we had the displacement. We hit the second standard deviation. So that played out on our 1 hour range, Friday's range basically. Previous day's high, previous day's low. We already hit buy side in a premium. The next buy side would be all the way up here at 4394. Let's see if NQ actually hit buy side. So NQ cleared the London session high over here. So that's done. But we still have these equal highs from the Asian kill zone untouched, which leads me to believe that maybe we get a last leg to the upside. In 1.5 minutes we know much more. We could also see only NQ go up, while ES is already shifting structure. Relatively speaking, ES is already somewhere inside here, while NQ is even below this low right here, and even below the Asian buy side. And we want to trade the one that's further up if we're looking for shorts, because this offers a better risk to reward ratio. Less than 1 minute to go. Let's see. "15 seconds until the New York Open." New York opened up. There we go, it's 9:30. Those are our 15-minute candles at this point in time. Gap to the upside. So we would like to see the 9:30 a.m. candle to close below 4377.75. We already wicked the level. What I don't like is that NQ has still the potential to go back above this Asia buy side. And I think it's very likely to do that as well. There we go. Talking about it. We mentioned the possibility of it, I think, 850 all the way over here. That it's very likely that NQ is going to run for the Asian buy side as well for the London session high, because these levels have been untouched. And that's exactly what happened. The next targets here for NQ would be this buy side right here that we already cleared on ES, and just a further retracement. But I'm not trading NQ, so therefore I won't look at it. Let's watch ES. We now have equal lows right here. I will. Give me 1 second. Right, we cleared the high one more time. Bitcoin, US dollar. Are you trading crypto, Ragnar? I'm only holding crypto. I'm not really trading it. I used to, but... Bitcoin, Tether, US. Ah, your son does. Nice. Oh. Bitcoin by now is... How do I say that? It's controlled by whales and big players. You can do all the TA you want. In the end of the day, if someone puts in an order with 500 Bitcoin short, that's where price is going to move to. And most of the time they have a long and short position at the same time, because they have the ability to manipulate the market. So, and it's much easier to do that with Bitcoin than it is, for example, with the S&P 500 index. You need way more money to do that. And with crypto, especially the altcoin market, that's why we see all these fake outs to the upside. But this is looking nice. Daily time frame. We didn't sweep the sell side. I don't like to trade Bitcoin on a lower time frame at the moment because we have these long periods of sideways consolidation. If I would trade it, it would be 4 hour time frame, 4 hour time frame and above. Let's see. We took out this high. 30,000 to the dollar. That's where we rejected from, I think. Did we? Horizontal ray. Well, because you can assume that some whale had his order exactly at 30k, and it's hard to push through a, I don't know, 500 Bitcoin short for retail traders. And very likely those were the ones that accumulated here to push it up to their order just to get in at a nice level for a short. Fresh, you're the guy for Bitcoin. But yeah, if we want to continue this buy side liquidity rate here, those would be the levels. 31,800 as the highest target. Let's check out the weekly. Kept holding on this weekly bullish fair value gap, but going sideways. Let's look at the monthly to really zoom out. Monthly bullish fair value gap keeps on holding, but we're also inside a monthly bearish fair value gap. We will see. It's the pre-mining, pre-halving year, pre-election year as well. And most of the time, that's where we see the start of the bull run. All right, nice. We had a nice bullish candle right here with equal lows. A bullish volume imbalance at the high. NQ rallied as well. Nice. But I don't trade NQ, so I'm not really interested in that. But yet the analysis played out perfectly. We didn't hit the 15-minute fair value gap, which is unfortunate. We're not that far away from buy side. Actually, that highest 5-minute bullish fair value gap kept on holding price. We had another one up here. And it also has been respected by candle bodies. We didn't go below it. Let's see.
Stop filled.
Bitcoin is up. Just got the notification on my phone. Love how we rejected is to the penny or to the cent on Bitcoin here, 30k. Pump up right here with the at 925 already. At 930 we hit this level. And now we're inside this big bullish fair value gap. So if we want to see higher prices, ideally we would like to see support from here. Funny to see how manipulated Bitcoin has become. Okay, we got filled on euro, US dollar. Check out the 1-minute ES chart right here. No, nothing. So we go back to the 5. I'm not a fan of the 1-minute time frame unless it's necessary. due to the New York volatility. It's easier to just watch and observe on a higher time frame and then be ready to attack and go to the 1 minute time frame once you have a game plan. And right now price keeps going up. We're in a premium. I don't long in a premium, so the best I can do is simply watch and observe, be ready to strike, and yeah, once the time is right, I'm ready to. But I'm not trying to chase anything or yeah. We initially looked at a long from this 15-minute bullish fair value gap. Didn't happen yet. We had reasoning to believe price could go higher based on NQ not having cleared the Asian buy side. Neither did it clear the London buy side. And right now, if we look at the current range, Friday's high and Friday's low. Also, NQ has now repriced into a premium above this 50% level right here. Cleared buy side, hit this 5-minute bearish fair value gap. Potentially a good time for it to reverse and pull back to clear some sell side liquidity. Same for ES. This is gold. Let's see how many people actually have been liquidated, liquidation leveraged at these levels. How it hit 30k to the tick. Now, I used to be able to look up how much money has been liquidated. Filter size. Yeah, but I think it hasn't been updated yet. I mean, it just happened basically 10 minutes ago. I sure will. So from the 30k level, already a 5%. Yeah, there's also some liquidation indicators here on TradingView, but yeah, I only buy and hold crypto. All right, here on a 5-minute time frame, we have a new bullish fair value gap. This would be a first good sign for a potential reversal. Let's check the 1-minute time frame. This could have been already the potential market structure shift with the fair value gap, but Freshky, what do you think? Are you waiting for the 5-minute market structure shift, or? I am. Nice. Euro dollar is running in profit, but I'm actually going to make a adjustment here. Doesn't make sense. If you trade CFDs and you trade euro dollar, then yes, with spread and slippage. Recently it's been a good approach if you trade crypto to wait for these massive pumps. And once you get the confirmation that the high is likely being locked in already, go short. Is your son successful with trading crypto rock now? Is he day trading it, or is he like swing trading it, waiting for specific levels to be taken out on higher time frames? Let's check out NQ here. Huge bullish fair value gap here on NQ, but likely it's gonna happen what we saw with Bitcoin, a little fake pump and dump. We pump to dump and we dump to pump. Ah, nice. Can't go wrong buying Bitcoin. Alright, so we immediately disrespected this bullish fair value gap. Now we have a inversion fair value gap up here. We have a nice 15-minute rejection wick, even though we didn't hit the next buy side level here on a 5-minute time frame. Still have some time before we get our market structure shift. And ideally we would like to see a bearish fair value gap being left behind once we break structure. So a retracement all the way back up to this candle's low would not be ideal for our scenario. Alright, let's see if we hold resistance on this inversion. Seems like we're not gonna leave behind a bearish fair value gap. Maybe, maybe not. Here on the 5-minute, 15-minute. Immediate rebalance, we did not leave behind a new 15-minute bullish. 4375 for our last one. If we would have seen the market structure shift already, I would have looked to get in on the inversion fair value gap. But we didn't, so gotta wait. 1-minute time frame. This would become our breaker block on the 1-minute here. We retrace back into this bearish fair value gap here. And this entire pump has already been negated. We cleared the 925 low. We will not leave behind a bearish fair value gap on the 5-minute time frame. Sucks, to be honest. Keep holding inside the 5-minute bullish here on NQ. Wait and see. Are there any questions regarding ES, Bitcoin, or even the euro dollar that I'm currently looking at? I will, Kirk. And we get the rejection. From around the 50% of this 15-minute wick. Nice rejection. So the last 15 seconds of this 5-minute candle. Unfortunately, though, we're not going to leave behind a 5-minute bearish fair value gap, and I would have really liked to see that. But let's see what we get. We first of all have to break the low. Until then, there's no reason or good enough reason for me to drop it down to a lower time frame. No displacement yet. We just push back below this bullish fair value gap. I want to see a close below this candle's low right here at 4377.75. As long as we're holding above it, price could still continue to take buy side. And it's just not delivering nicely. It's Monday. We already had news, but not with a very high impact at 8:30. We spoke about that during the weekly outlook yesterday. That the only real news that I'm considering this week is going to be Powell speaking. Everything else is just, I don't know, we get unemployment claims every Thursday, so I don't put much weight on that. I don't care about the Empire State Manufacturing Index. As we can see, almost zero impact. The impact came at 8:35. So most of the time when we have these red for the news, but it's not CPI or NFP week or FOMC week, then most of the time we're fine, even entering prior to the news. If you can do that, of course, with your funded account. And if you want to know if you're able to do that, yesterday I created a new updated video regarding the best future funding firms. Feel free to check that out. It's on my YouTube channel. I also shared it on Discord, and there I really went into detail. I spent 4 to 5 hours researching everything, going through the FAQ section, because most of the time they hide the very important details inside their FAQs, and they don't share it on their main website where you can actually buy the challenge from. These little hidden rules. Fresky, maybe it's best then to not risk anything. Maybe even take the rest of the day off. It's okay, we all have some bad days sometimes. But they only get worse if we let them actually influence our decision making. Because then we are even more mad at ourselves because we knew. We were pissed on that we are likely to make some mistakes based on that, and yet we still ignore it and continue trading. It's like having a suspicion for a broken wrist or broken knee, and you yet still go to soccer practice or basketball practice, and then all of a sudden it finally breaks and you're like, shit, if I wouldn't have done it, then I wouldn't have a broken wrist or broken knee, whatever, as a little metaphor. Buy side on ES would be, in my opinion, at 4394. Right here, this high. This is Friday's range, Friday's high, Friday's low. We're already above the 50% in terms of standard deviations of our last manipulation leg to the downside before we shifted structure and reversed. This would line up with the third standard deviation to the upside. And really the highest buy side even on a lower time frame before we get up into the previous or Friday's high. Okay, Bitcoin went back below 28K. It's funny how precisely it went up to 30K. That's when you know whales are involved or big players, and then it immediately rejected. Negative 7.6% with a little bit of leverage. That pays very well. Yes. So we closed back above the supposedly inversion fair value gap. I'm making it a gray box now because it hasn't really been respected. We're still inside a range on ES here. Let's check out NQ. Quick look. NQ almost filled in the entire fair value gap we left behind at the 9:30 open. Also a bearish fair value gap. Hard to say. We had an easy time deciding that it's very likely with a high probability going to take out these equal highs. Asian session buy side, London session buy side. Haven't taken that during London. We retraced, shifted structure, pulled back into a fair value gap, and slowly but surely made our way to the upside. Then, yeah, you do not need much skill to identify or to say that, okay, hey, Asia highs and London highs both have been taken. What is price likely to do? After, I think we spoke about it right here, 8 a.m., we left behind this bearish fair value gap and the 8:35 candle pushed above it. So theoretically, we would have a breaker block right here, or old resistance turn into support for the continuation up higher. If you miss the opportunity over here, inversion fair value gap entry, or even at the low, the bullish fair value gap entry. But really, not that hard to spot. So I'm interested right now if we can push back above this bearish fair value gap here on NQ. I will set an alert right here. But until then, right now, we're inside a big bullish fair value gap. Inside that bullish fair value gap, we now have a bearish fair value gap. We keep getting into it and we reject. We're inside a Friday's range above the 50% and a premium. And if we make a ICT fib retracement out of that here quickly. No, not rectangle. Here. ICT fib retracement. We can see that we already hit the golden pocket, the 61.8 retracement level. We hit the optimum trade entry, 70.2. And right up here we have the 78.6 retracement level of Friday's range. That's lining up perfectly with the buy side liquidity. Doesn't have to go up there and take the buy side, but it could, of course. Let's change it back into our PD array. Also lining up with that third standard deviation of our last manipulation leg to the downside, but we will see. So far this Monday New York Open, beginning of the week, hasn't been really impressive. It's 9:55, so within 1.5 minutes we get a new hourly candle. We will see what's going to happen throughout the SilverBullet hour. Euro trade is going nicely. And why we'll, because we have already looked at it, let's see how precisely we can trade Bitcoin US dollar. Just using the exact same approach. We had a bullish fair value gap, now we closed below it, so we would expect resistance of the inversion fair value gap. We hit it already. Inside this inversion, we have a bearish fair value gap. It's lining up with the consequent encouragement of the big bullish one. And another bearish fair value gap up higher. Very similar to what we see on NQ right now. But NQ never went back below the slow, and it's pushing strongly through this bearish fair value gap, holding support here, likely going to continue for more buy side, retrace higher. So now we kept holding support on the old 930 fair value gap. What's new trading view? Now out of beta. Deep back testing is out of beta. Let's see, do we have anything on YouTube? Any questions? Nope. That's okay. I'm not really forcing a trade because with all the VIP members, or at least hopefully some of them, we got this nice 2022 model long, got our entry exactly at the slow, now at this candle's close for the full 15-point target right here. That's where my limit order has been activated and I got out of my long position. Of course, I could have kept holding, but I don't care. I wanted to see this buy side above the 50% level to be taken. That's exactly what happened, so I'm fine with that. Everything above that, not sure. So I don't hold for it. Let's check out NQ. Inside that bearish fair value gap. Bitcoin again, tapping the inversion. Let's wait and see. A new hourly candle. Who knows what's going to happen. So if we look at our higher time frame candles, also a AZ VIP member indicator. If we go to the hourly time frame, didn't retrace into this hourly bullish. Looks like we're gonna leave behind a new hourly bullish, but we can already see that the last 1, 2, 3, 4, last 6 1-hour candles have been up closing candles. So a strong move to the upside here on the hourly time frame. Eventually it's gonna be time for a retracement. And we're gonna be here waiting for it because I don't long in a premium above the 50%. And also because I already banked some nice profits for my funded account and also my 150k challenge today already with the signal that I shared on the Discord right here. That's where we got our entry. That's what I spoke about. 15 points. That's more than my daily target. So yeah, trying not to be greedy. It's the beginning of the week. I have time on my side. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Hmm. So far, we really haven't left the 930 range from high to low. Yes, we had this little wick above, but most of the bodies stayed inside the candle body of the 930 range. Seven, five, four, three, two, one. Little gap to the upside, but still nothing worth engaging yet. And that's what trading is really like. If I would be sitting here already having taken 10 entries, I'd be more of a gambler than an actual trader, in my opinion. Come on, 10 a.m. Give us the market structure shift, leave behind a new bearish fair value gap, and we're happy. Catching another 2022 model short of the optimum trade entry inside a premium of Friday's range. We hit the 2.5 standard deviation. We're not respecting fair value gaps that we have put in place since 930 anyway. We have equal low sell side, so a nice close below with a bearish fair value gap. That's something I would take on my 150k account. But if not, well, then not. Euro is running. Don't have to worry about that one. We keep on holding. Take a quick look at NQ. Boring. And I've got the green light from the developer of Bento Book. All right, let's wait. But on this live stream, I'm gonna give away 2 more free trials for an entire month for the journaling software that I use. It's called bentobook.io. It's really helpful. You can even import all your trades from TraderVate and Rhythmic if you trade futures. And yeah, I will have to think of a way to do the giveaway during the live stream, because the last 2 winners of the giveaway that we hosted on our Discord didn't use their discounts. So, well, it's been 2 weeks. It's not my fault. Now it's time for someone else who's actually active on the Discord and actually watching the live stream. Agent Smith, I hope you're already journaling. We had the discussion a long time ago. Okay, you're short on ES. I'm waiting to go short on ES while coming up with a way to give away these 2 free months. Any ideas? I could use a random name picker and put all the names in. Give one away on Discord and one on YouTube. Seems like I have used that one before. All right. We have Cool. We have Mike. We have Freshky. And we have Agent Smith. All right, we are waiting a little bit longer. Those are all the active Discord participants right now. I'm gonna give one of these codes away. All right, we kept on rejecting once more, holding this old 930 fair value gap, opening up with a new bullish volume imbalance. So let's see if this now finally holds, if we keep on consolidating. NQ actually closed above the bearish fair value gap, so now we would expect the same thing, expect support from here to run out this buy side liquidity. And as long as it's choppy, there's no reason to drop down to a 1 minute. This is how I avoid taking unnecessary lower time frame entries that I haven't planned with. Haha. So let's see. Check out Bitcoin. Holding. Euro dollar. Cleared this low. Had a market structure shift here on the 15. Yep, that's good. All right. And we continue to the upside of the volume imbalance. Let's see if we clear that buy side, and Q already did. All right. I've actually got another code for a free month worth of bento books. So yeah, I'm also not that interested anymore, but I will give away 2 of them right now. Let's see who the first winner is. 1 out of 4. Perfect, we have our first winner. I quickly DM you the code. Finally, some luck. I guess you deserved it. So let's remove you from the list. And spin one more time. And I'm also going to send you a quick DM. All right. And now I have 1 code left. There we go. We swept buy side. We're about to hit the 5-minute buy side. 4394. We spoke about that. Ugly delivery, so I'm glad I didn't engage. NQ also made a higher high. Close off some charts. Let's see, our new market structure shift level would come in right here now on a 5-minute time frame. Not really looking for anything else other than that. Closing above the SPY side, 4394 should be next. Let's see where we're going to close. 3, 2, 1. We close above without a bullish volume imbalance, but still I think that level should be hit very soon. We already hit the third standard deviation. We hit the 80% retracement. The next or the highest 5-minute bearish fair value gap would be this one right here. And our old, let's see, is it? High, low, now we didn't make a higher high. Go to the 1 hour time frame here quickly. Our 1 hour order block. This entire candle. So if we see a reversal from this area, I'm happy to take that. We can't go up the entire day. Maybe we can, it's Monday. I don't know if it does. Yeah, cool. I already made my profits for today. I'm looking for the reversal. If I would have entered on a 930 bullish fair value gap, I would have already taken off some risk because we closed below it, then we closed above it, and we kept on consolidating for half an hour, if not even longer, until 10:10. Now we maybe continue to expand further to the upside. I don't like that we haven't cleared any sell side liquidity since 8 AM. We only continued to the upside, leaving behind equal lows. Not really respecting bullish fair value gaps, not this one. Here goes 4394. So we swept that level. Let me pull that over here. High SPY side has been taken. You may be reversing, but we do not worry about that. Yes, ICT studies concept can be applied to Forex as well. But for me, I like the precision that ES offers, and I like futures trading indices more than Forex. Yet I have another strategy where I'm currently testing on a Apex 50k account on the euro-dollar chart. And yeah. But just like how precise ES can be. That's why I'm choosing ES over NQ as well. It can be applied to Forex. Even ICT does it with Forex. You just need to test it and forward test it, of course. See how it behaves in live conditions. All right, so we keep on going up. Let me turn on the standard deviations. We're about to hit the +1 standard deviation. So we will see what we do around this level. If we cut through it like it's not there at all, then yeah, we're gonna see the previous day's high being taken without questions. if we see some hold around this level, we could potentially use it as resistance and take some sell side. But I think right now it's looking like ES is going for Friday's high. I'm gonna leave that on my chart now. Volume imbalances on the weekly. Nope, we do not have anything on our way to the upside. Check out NQ. Friday's high. Further away from that, but theoretically possible. Yes, the London long was at the low of the day, or near the low of the day. Market structure shift, pullback into fair value gap, bounced off the 1 hour fair value gap, consequent encouragement, hit the new week opening gap, almost a 50% off that, and we had the rally to the upside. I caught 15 points off that. Right here, we already filled that out on our journal. No, not that one. That entire move. Of course, you never know, like, overall my bias was bearish for the day, and sometimes your bias is wrong. I wanted to see buy side above the 50% of Friday's range to be hit. That's what I was setting up for this London reversal. It played out. I'm not greedy and grieving right now that, man, I could have made so much more profit. Yes, I know that, but most of the time that's always the case. We barely had any drawdown. We didn't take a loss. What more could you want? From our entry right here, 30 points, 35 points, 40 points, but yeah, no. No, no, no. We closed above the buy side liquidity, above the third standard deviation. Buy side, this is our highest 5-minute. Let's check the 15 if we have a, yeah, inside a 15-minute bearish fair value gap. That's what we're gonna keep an eye on. Drop down to the 5. And a 5-minute bearish fair value gap lining up with the first or positive one deviation of the open based on 20 years of data. And then do we have a fair value gap higher than that? A tiny little one. Yeah, screw that. Let's see. Eventually we're gonna need a retracement. We left behind this nice 10 a.m. fair value gap right here. We haven't pulled back inside of it yet. We did 5-minute immediate rebalance, so we are not going to leave behind a bullish fair value gap on this 10:15 a.m. candle. But it looks like we found our direction for the morning session. Also on the 1-minute time frame, no major fair value gaps to enter on. Or this chop. Cleared sell side one more time, shifted structure, leaving behind all these unfilled fair value gaps. Eventually we're gonna come down. We will see. Can see how overextended that hourly time frame is by looking at our higher time frame candle indicator. 6 up closing candles in a row, making higher highs and higher lows, all of them. Getting close to the high of our 15-minute bearish fair value gap. Let's see what NQ is doing. NQ also caught up quite a lot. Nice. Let's see, I'm gonna keep an eye on ES while I'm going to draw the last winner for the Bento Book free month. So everyone who is watching the YouTube live stream, yeah, shared or at least write a comment into the chat, and then I put your name into the wheel of names to pick the winner. So ICT Study and Kirk Townsend. Put them in here. If anyone else wants to participate, just leave a comment in the chat right now. I'm gonna wait for 5 more minutes. Quickly skip the ads. Yes, I agree very much. NQ and ES be setting up for a lunchtime reversal. We could very likely see that. Very, very likely. Doesn't mean it has to become the high of the day and we're gonna go all the way back down into London sell side liquidity, but it could be a retracement into some internal sell side liquidity to take out these equal lows, maybe some more lows, and yet still continue its move to the upside. But we are overextended. Let's see what's happening around this 15-minute bearish fair value gap, stay positive 1 standard deviation, and the previous day's high. If we take a quick look at the daily time frame here on ES, we're back above our bullish fair value gap, previous day's high. Interesting. New week opening gap. Yeah, we will see. Turn our drawings again, our higher time frame candles and standard deviations. Oh, that's a lot of lines on my chart. Let's zoom in. Usually around the 4th standard deviation is where we really see a halt, or most of the time the end of the expansion to the upside. So in that sense, we had accumulation during Asia, manipulation during London, and the reversal to the upside. Likely this low is going to remain the low for the day unless we get that strong PM session reversal to take this London sell side liquidity. But right now we're just too bullish to enter short without any reasoning. We cut through the positive 1 standard deviation without any issues. We are currently above our highest 5-minute bearish fair value gap. We only have 1 more left, and I think now it might be the time to actually draw that in. Keep in mind, everyone who's on a YouTube live stream and wants to participate in the giveaway for the free month for the trading channel software, leave a comment in the chat and I will pick the winner in a couple of minutes. All right, but for a market structure shift here really on the 5-minute, we do not have enough structure, so we have to move down to the 1-minute eventually. But I want more buy-side liquidity to be taken before I take a short. Yes, we do not have the structure. We just went to the upside since we left behind this rejection wick, opened up with the bullish volume imbalance, and we shot to the upside to clear orders buy side. Bullish volume imbalances are most of the time very, very good giveaways. Yes, Freshkit just said it. Trading now, it's like trying to stop a driving train. Order flow is super bullish. We would like to see for a reversal a little bit of bearish market structure and order flow being put in place. As long as we don't do that, we could look for 1 or 5 minute bullish fair value gaps to hold support. Like, did we have one here? Nope. No bullish fair value gaps here, even on the 1 minute. No, immediate rebalance. Now we have a new 1 minute bullish fair value gap where we could potentially see some support from. This one right here to maybe deliver into the previous day's high, or we are just going to rally after consolidating for half an hour after the New York Open. I'm not someone who jumps into a trade when I see, okay, price is moving to the upside. I want to see confirmation. And let's say, for example, a bullish fair value gap aligning with my bias, and then I prefer entering on that because that helps me to manage my risk. And right here, a few points away from our previous day's high, we opened up with a bullish volume imbalance, and we immediately retested and filled it, so it does not remain open. This is another confirmation for how bullish order flow is right now. We test the closing price of the previous candle with this wick and immediately continue on our journey to the upside. But most important, without ever having taken any major sell side liquidity since 805. We just cleared a short-term low here and really continued with the upside expansion. So let's see. This volume imbalance did a great job delivering into or higher up into the previous day's high. EU is looking like it's going to reverse as well. That's fine. Just testing that strategy. Let's see if we have some more contestants for the giveaway. Frank and Asinov. All right. Frank. Good luck, everyone. I'm going to spin the wheel now. Oh, close one, Asinov. Congratulations. You won the 1 month free trial for Bento Book. Simply send me a DM on Discord and I will send you the code to get access to the 3 month worth of the Bento Book subscription. Let's head over into TradingView and check if we already hit the previous day's high or Friday's high. No, not yet. Not yet. Getting stopped out on EU, that's fine. NQ is also on its move far out. Every candle right here made a higher high and a higher low. Okay, there goes the previous day's high on ES. And like we said, we cut through this positive 1 deviation, and what did we get? Immediate continuation into the previous day's high. We didn't hesitate there, we closed above it. So let's see. Yet we do not have any structure to frame a short from. On the 1 minute time frame, our closest short-term low would really be this low right here. Higher high, higher low, higher high. Before we had this continuation into the previous day's high.
Stop filled.
Where did we continue from? What was that last giveaway? the bullish volume imbalance right here. And on the same candle, we immediately deliver into the previous day's high buy side liquidity pool. That's done. But yet for a proper market structure shift on the 5-minute time frame, we need to get back all the way down below here. So what we would like to see heading over into the PM or lunch hour is a pullback, maybe hold support on all those inversion fair value gaps. No, because we closed above them. Continuation making one more higher high. Then we get our displacement, pullback, that's where we enter to potentially rate this sell side liquidity. If we do not put in a head and shoulder setup or a 2022 model, then we are just going to dump from somewhere above the previous day's high without giving us the appropriate entry for the model. We already caught one at the exact low of the day down here. Yet I did not anticipate a strong expansion such as this one. Yet I've secured 15 points. Cannot complain about that. It's much easier to get 10 or 5 to 15 points every day than catching a monster trade like this every day. This is not what I'm setting up to achieve. Asinov, make sure to send me a message on Discord so I can send you the code. ICT study, no, I never used the... I used it once out of curiosity, but this was back in the day, and all I ended up doing was blowing my account. Didn't make sense. Of course, I see ICT has been doing it on Twitter. I think it's more because he's desperate for content. And if you don't find it on the 1 or 5-minute time frame, sure, like, you're gonna find something if you drop down to a 10, 15, 5 or 30 seconds time frame. I'm 100% sure. But it doesn't really mean that you as a beginner ICT student should drop down to such low time frames. Maybe and only maybe if you have that higher time frame confluence, but you should never analyze on the 30 seconds chart before you've done your higher time frame analysis. So let's say our overall prediction would be, okay, we want to see a pullback after we breach the previous day's high. Now we check the 1 minute. Okay, we have nothing to work with on the 1 minute. Let's check the 15 seconds. Now we are on the 15 seconds chart. We see we rated our significant pull of buy side liquidity. We left equal lows behind. We have a bearish fair value gap. So let's say we enter short on the paper trading account with one contract based on that 15 seconds. Then you would have that higher time frame confluence. But yet I don't think it's a high probability trade because we could simply continue to make a higher high. We have these equal lows below. Our bearish fair value gap. And that's the fact. If you want to find a fair value gap to enter on, 100% guarantee that you're eventually gonna find one, because you can drop to the 10, 5, 15, 30 second, 45 second time frame if you want to, and eventually you're gonna find the fair value gap you're looking for. Easy to make a content and example out of it, to get some clicks and views. Hard to actually trade, especially for a beginner. But let's do a little example and see how it performs. Of course, you cannot generalize it like that. I would never, ever take that on my funded accounts or my challenges even. This is just a paper trading account. We have no higher time frame confirmation other than the other than we've rated the Friday's high, previous day's high, significant buy side liquidity pool, but other than that, nothing. Right, euro has been stopped out. Good call, Agent Smith. So we kept on respecting the 15-second bearish fair value gap. We cleared these equal lows. That's where you would like to take a partial. I can't because I only entered with 1 micro. Bodies kept on respecting this 15 seconds bearish fair value gap. You have to send me a friend request. I accept it, and then you are able to DM me. Yes, a nice top wick, so this could be a higher time frame confluence, and only then it might be worth dropping to a second time frame, but yeah, I'm still not a fan of it, and I would never recommend it to any beginner ICT trader. 15-minute is going to close in a couple of minutes. We have a 5-minute bullish fair value gap now here. Could be a potential target for us on the lower time frame. We also have a 1-minute bearish fair value gap. Was respected as well. We already hit the 1-minute bullish fair value gap. Yeah, let's just see. This is going to be the last execution for today's stream. It's already 10:40. Now maybe I hang around for a little longer if we put the structure in place. Maybe we could get a 10:50 to 11:10 macro short. Asinov, I have sent you a friend request. If you accept that, I can send you the code for the free month. And there goes more sell side. So we keep on retracing of our 15-second chart entry. Five-minute is inside this bullish fair value gap right now. Going to trail my stop loss above this candle's high. And if we pull back into this bullish fair value gap, I'm out of the trade. Quick 5 points. Still nothing that a beginner ICT trader should do. Great to create content, but not really the best content. Mm-hmm. All right, so we poured back into the 5-minute bullish fair value gap. And now we're back inside the 1-minute bearish. Could be enough of a retracement, leaving some sort of trend line liquidity behind to run out this high one more time. We will see. We still have this resistance here until we close above it. NQ did not take out the previous day's high yet. In terms of retracements here, we're looking at a... No, wrong way around. Let me change that quickly. Friday low to Friday's high. Around the 80% retracement level. But yet I think it's possible for NQ to quickly make its way up to the previous day's high. Shouldn't be a big issue. NQ can move really quickly. Now we have a new bullish fair value gap after. So right here, this is more interesting. Bearish fair value gap after repricing into a bullish fair value gap. We closed above it, so now we would expect support, and at that same level, we now also have a bullish fair value gap, overlapping PD arrays. If we see them not being respected at all, don't care, not going to engage. This is actually what we call a balanced price range. We have equal highs right here and our high right here. And if we would take that high out, we would have more structure for a potential 2022 model if we then displace below this low right here. All right, we are stopped out on that 15-second time frame short. EU is pushing very strongly. Likely also going to take out Friday's high. And on the weekly outlook we spoke about, the weekly outlook is only accessible to the AZ VIP members we spoke about. Gonna reveal a few details to not give away too much, but there we already have it. Let me turn off the paper trading executions here. Oh, come on. Can't believe how laggy trading view is today. Okay, so the executions are gone. We're gonna turn off Monday's analysis and the new calendar week. All of this we're gonna quickly put into Monday's folder to hide it quickly here for the daily time frame. And on the daily, we saw a bullish market structure shift right here last week Monday. We had a bullish fair value gap, but we closed below it. With the new week opening gap, we almost opened up back inside of it. So right now this area, rough area, still kept on holding support, delivered above the previous day's high. So the next buy side target really would be above this high inside this overall bearish fair value gap. Low-key, we expected a deeper retracement. So after this bullish market structure shift, hitting the weekly and bearish fair value gap up here, sort of looking for a 50% pullback at least, or maybe a golden pocket entry, but we do not have any for our bullish fair value gaps, daily bullish fair value gaps. We repriced lower, opened up, but did not have another leg to the downside. So if we close above here, above this high on the 4-hour chart and also on the 1-hour chart, this would be a new market structure shift to the upside. And then we can really start looking for that 4431 level right here, which would be the previous week's high for even more potential higher prices. Interesting. Very interesting. 5 minute. Turn off the daily here and put on Monday. Put the fib retracement into, no, it's not Monday. Doesn't matter. Alright, looks like we're about to break the high. Hang on. Go back to a 1 minute time frame. We closed above our initial bearish 1 minute fair value gap. Now we turn it into a inversion fair value gap. We close above, we hold support from here on and continue to deliver back up. So right now our buy side target is right here at 4410.5. Our balanced price range didn't have to be retested. Bearish fair value gap, we cut through it, leaving behind a perfectly matching bullish fair value gap. Let's see, once again, a volume imbalance just before we maybe take out the buy side liquidity pool. Cleared the previous candle's low. If this remains open, we could use it as support to level up higher. All these concepts work really well on ES because it's really precise. Also works on NQ, but keep in mind NQ has more decimals than ES does. Right here we are at 15,304.306 right now. Here we are only sitting at or looking at 4,409. So much easier for ES to actually stay within a fair value gap than it is for NQ because price is much smaller. Volume imbalance. Let's see if this can hold support to deliver into our buy side objective. Alright, we closed below it. We fell short of our buy side objective. Let's see if NQ actually cleared it. Nope, NQ also didn't take out this high right here. Just going sideways here on a 5 minute time frame. It would have been nice to see a higher high. We might still get that because then we would have new structure for our bearish market structure shift 2022 model reversal. We will see. And potential bearish SMT divergence between ES and NQ, which would really all line up very well for a potential short. But it's getting a little bit late for my liking. Let me pull up the DXY real quick. We took a quick look at it during the weekly outlook, so I want to see what actually happened here. Come on. There you go. So as you can see, DXY opened up with a bearish new week opening gap, while ES and all the other assets open up with a bullish fair value gap, bullish new week opening gap, sorry. And we're about to hit the daily bullish fair value gap right here. We picked up some sell side liquidity. We made a high, higher low, higher high, lower low, but we didn't close below it. And on Thursday, CPI, we got this nice bullish candle. Friday, small range, but left behind this nice little bullish fair value gap. So potentially we could see a continuation lower today, maybe towards the 50% level of that, which could lead to higher prices on EU to at least clear the previous day's high. But eventually what we would expect right now of this bullish fair value gap on the DXY is to hold support. So eventually if we get lower into this and start to hold support on the lower time frames and we continue to go up, we would expect ES and foreign currency pairs measured against the US dollar to continue lower. We kept on holding this inversion fair value gap once more. Open with a bullish volume imbalance, and again, check the 5-minute. Hit the bullish fair value gap. What is the time? It's 10:55, so in 3.5 minutes we get a new hourly candle. This is what our hourly chart currently looks like. Yeah, pretty shocking. Overextended, if you ask me. Look at this last hourly candle. 10 a.m. Bullish fair value gap, not really, no great entries entering up here. I don't know if you like to do that. Not gonna say no, but just understand that it has lower probability to actually play out. Not the daily, but calendar week 42. Because we already swept a major buy-side liquidity pool. Yes, we kept holding support, but yeah, we're in a strong uptrend, entering at the high of the uptrend. Just bears the risk of longing the high of the day more than a long entry at the low of the day. Let's see, we hit the daily fair value gap to a tick here on the DXY, and we immediately sort of bounced. Right here we swept some buy side, so we made lower lows and lower highs. Lower low, lower high, lower low. Then this theoretically would become our breaker block on the DXY. Those two down closing candles. If you don't know yet what a breaker block is, I have a ICT for beginners playlist on my YouTube channel talking about all that. So we would expect resistance from here really to continue lower into the daily bullish fair value gap. We have sell side below. We already cleared this low and started to reject. We have more sell side here and more sell side that could be waiting for us inside our daily bullish fair value gap. A few more fair value gaps inside of it. The 50% level, but plenty of room to continue lower on DXY, which would mean plenty of room for EU to move further to the upside. Don't think that EU would be strong enough to get above the previous week's high. We will see. But it could be enough for ES to hit the previous week's high. And if we already do that on Monday, kind of sus. Very rarely we see the high or low of the week on a Monday. Most of the time they form, there we go, Tuesday, Wednesday. Now we have the SMT divergence. We went back above the high. And note, did you see that? New hourly candle. What do we have right here? Hourly volume imbalance. A good sign that we are still in very strong bullish order flow. Positive 1.5 standard deviation. We cut for the 1. So this would be our next target. This is our 1 hour order block. Yeah, well, guess we have to draw in some more buy side. Bearish fair value gap. That's in our way if we continue up higher towards the previous week's high. We also have a 1 hour order block right here. So I keep that all on my chart. 15-minute drop back down. We're super overextended. Let's see if we still have SMT divergence. Yes. NQ did make a higher high, while ES did. So I hope you guys understand why I do not enter on a fair value gap up here. Yes, it played out, but I don't know, sometimes I think about that people watching me and they see price going up, I'm not entering. Maybe do they think that, like, why is he doing that? Why isn't he doing anything? Why isn't he making profit with this massive uptrend? Because that's not what I'm looking to do. Longing at the high of the day, that just goes against any of my rules. So I'm simply not doing that. We clear a major swing point, the previous day's high. We continue to make a higher high. Now we have SMT divergence still. That's good. We have a new market structure shift level. So I'm going to set an alert here. And if we get that market structure shift with a close below, I'm very likely going to enter short based on that to hunt some internal sell side liquidity after this massive move to the upside. Let's check the 1 minute. On the 1 minute time frame, we have that same market structure shift level in terms of proper structure. We form a high, we form a low. Right here, we didn't form a higher high yet. We formed equal highs. So I'm not really looking at this most recent swing point. Not looking at it like that. I'm looking at it like, yeah, this. Because it also lines up with the 5 minute structure. And that's really what I put more weight on. What do you say, Freshky? Which one would be your market structure shift level? Let me take a close look so I can make sure. The higher one. But why? Okay, maybe. Lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Yeah, I get what you mean. Makes sense this way around as well. I agree. Yeah, that's very true. DXY rejected from the breaker block, continuing lower, which is, yeah, I'd like to see a bit of a confluence for DXY to go higher, because that would really help the short for ES. But really right now, DXY looks super bearish, which is kind of holding me back. Yes, 100%. That's what I was talking about earlier. For everyone that's watching me and wondering why I'm not engaging on the long, is because, yeah, I don't long at the high of the day. So yes, you could go long on this bullish fair value gap and you could target the SPY side. But where do you place your stop? Of course, yeah, you could anticipate that we are super bullish and that we're going to continue super bullish, but I don't know. I'm not a fan of having a tight stop at the high of the day, because all it needs is a tiny little wick into this lower fair value gap and then continue higher. If you place your stop right here, unhealthy risk to reward ratio. Of course, you could put it back up to a 1-to-1, but still, yeah, not ideal after sweeping the previous day's high. And right here, the only entry would have come in at the 930 bullish fair value gap if your stop loss is below the swing point right here, but we close below it and we close back above it. That's not the signature that I would like to see for a potential long. And also back then at the high of the day, had this massive continuation right here, but no 5-minute entry, no nice pullback into a 5-minute fair value gap. And that's just what we get sometimes. Even here on the 1 minute, we have these fair value gaps right here, but on our entire way to the upside, we did not fill a single 1 minute bullish fair value gap. The only entries would have come off volume imbalances towards the previous day's high, and my bias for longs simply wasn't that strong. That's why you saw me not engaging on the longs. I took a long after the London kill zone down here and kept on holding it until right here. That's where I have been stopped out. I'm not in here. EU is done for me today. I'm simply gonna go into my Bento book journal quickly. Right here, this was my London or post-London kill zone long entry right at 6 a.m. Filled this 5-minute bullish and continued to the upside. Let's see if we have any questions on YouTube. Do you count that line as a MSS? Yes. ICT study. I would count this. Well, it depends. If we form a new higher high now, between this low and this high, if we form a new higher high, then I would move my, move my market structure shift to this low. But as of right now, this is my structure point for a potential 1 minute break of structure. For the higher time frame, I would reference this low right here, because then it's really our high, low, higher high. And once we break that low, we have a market structure shift. Let's see if we still have SMT divergence. I almost can't believe it. I'm gonna set an alert for that. I'd like to have a SMT divergence if I'm entering short. But we might not get that. TXY is still looking bearish. Yep. Also not the best for a short opportunity. But we are fine with that. Close EU, that's done for the day. But it is post 1050 to 1110 macro. New hourly candle pushed one more time further to the upside. And I think I'm going to call it a AM session. Really. Has been a super bullish AM session. Initially we consolidated and then we just exploded without any real good entry opportunities, in my opinion. Not on the 5, not really on the 1 minute time frame. We just cut through everything as if it's not there. Now we're above the previous day's high, not that far away anymore from the previous week's high, represented by this purple line. So measuring from here, that's only 20 points. I'm saying only. I don't think we're gonna hit that today, just from a gut feeling. I think it's time for a pullback. We are super overextended. We already hit the positive 1 standard deviation for the day. Only very rarely we actually hit the 1.5 unless we have a very strong expansion during the day. We kind of did. But yeah, keep in mind that since 8 a.m. Oh, where was the 5-minute time frame? Yeah, that since 8 a.m. all we have been doing is take buy side liquidity on our entire way to the upside. The last time we took a short-term low was right with the new hourly open at 8 a.m. A minor short-term low. But since then, all we left behind is equal lows and swing points that we could potentially target. Let's see. We still have SMT divergence, and we're looking good for a short if we break this low. We already broke some structure right here. This is not a market structure shift for me. Is it for you, Freshkey? We also do not have a bearish fair value gap. We have a tiny little one, but what you want to see for a market structure shift and a 2022 model to be valid, we make higher highs and higher lows, and then you want to see a quick and sudden displacement. This shouldn't happen over 10 or 20 candles, something like this. Hang on. Like we make a higher low, higher high, and then we want to see that we do not want to see the displacement like this, or we slowly but surely reprice lower, clear this low, for example, and then retrace without any fair value gaps. We want it to be like this, very sudden, then we get the pullback and we continue lower. Most of the time, if this happens, we just sweep this low and still continue higher. Like we did right here. But without the market structure shift, of course. So keep an eye out on the for the SMT divergence with NQ and a nice displacement to the downside, ideally even on the 5 minute below the slow with a nice 5 minute bearish fair value gap. I'd really recommend you, because I'm ending the stream now. I'm taking my dog for a walk. It's time. Not gonna sit here all day waiting for the setup. It might never come. So really what I would recommend you to do is wait for a close below 4402.75 with a nice strong move. So we do not want to see price to slowly creep below the slow. That's not what we want to see. We would like to see aggression with the displacement, a strong shift, a pullback, and a continuation lower to pick up some sell side liquidity. Like I said, we might not get that, and even that's fine. Not every day we're gonna get a nice 2022 model during the New York AM kill zone. Last week we've been very lucky. We've got one pretty much every day, but almost on all days, like Freshkey said here in the chat. I mean, if you have the confidence to hold the signal that I shared this morning on Discord after the London kill zone, right here, where we had the displacement, and like I just explained, we had a strong explosive move to the upside, and that's essential. Didn't take very long for us to displace through this short-term high. Right here, let me point that out. We form a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and we didn't slowly work our way up to break above this lower high, most recent lower high. Within 1, 2, 3, 4 candles, we made our way up there, leaving behind bullish fair value gaps, aligning perfectly with the higher time frame. We retrace into it, and we have our expansion. I stopped the trade right here. Of course, now with hindsight, be super simple to say, oh, why didn't I just hold, blah, blah, blah. But more often than not, most of the time you get, especially during the London session, you get a nice 10, sometimes even bigger move. And I'm content with that. I do not have to chase these monster trades because they don't happen that often. And I'm more happy to, cut my piece out of the cake that is being made available almost every day, out of the price action, secure my 5, 10, or 15 points, whatever I can get, and instead of waiting for these monster trades every day. Just doesn't happen every day. But essentially, from the signal that I sent out to all the AZ VIP members, we had a 50-point plus move to the upside. It's up to the trader himself if he wants to hold for that much. Most very likely even can't, or don't want to, not able to almost. I know that I'm personally not able to. I'm not a swing trader. I have the eyes for a swing trader, but I don't have the patience level for a swing trader, especially if I entered based on a 5-minute time frame. But yeah, 15 points, 5 points, 10 points daily on your funded accounts is enough to pay your bills, really. I'm the living proof. 1 minute time frame, let's see. And even for a week, yeah, 15 points, it's $750, come on. So here we had our first break of structure. We formed a high, higher low. We failed to make a higher high, and we went lower. So if you watch the mitigation block video, this would be our mitigation block right here, paired with a bearish 1 minute fair value gap. We came into that and we aggressively moved away from that. This could have already been a decent entry point for a quick scalp. 5 points down here. yeah. Check out the DXY. The DXY is moving back inside of the range. Let's see if we close below our structure point. Breshki, what do you say? What do you think about this potential entry? I'd be up for a set and forget trade, but from where we do not have a fair value gap. Like said, possibly this could have been the entry and we missed it. Failed to make a higher high. Once we have that, we use the lowest down closing candles as our mitigation block. And now we have the low of the mitigation block line up perfectly with a 1 minute bearish fair value gap. We have SMT divergence between the highs. Here we only have a break of structure. Only. It's, yeah, I just don't like these setups. I like a proper strong displacement. Not enough for me personally to risk anything that I have made today already on my funded account. I'm content with even missing out on a potential setup. So if we look at only the lowest down closing candle, we close below, we keep holding resistance paired with the bearish fair value gap. This becomes our mitigation block, MB. We hold resistance and we close at the high, open up with a volume imbalance and deliver lower into our closest sell side liquidity pool down here. We didn't close below it yet, so we can't really say it's a market structure shift. There is no setup really, other than, yeah, like I said, the potential mitigation block paired with the bearish fair value gap. If you do not know what the difference between a breaker and a mitigation block is, watch the ICT for Beginners series. It's on my YouTube channel. It's only 5 minutes long or something. And for NQ, let me check. For NQ, it's a different story because, let me explain that quickly. We made our high, we made our low. So yes, this would be our break-in structure, also with a mitigation block. But if I go short, I prefer shorting the asset that actually took out the most recent high. And in this case, it would be ES. ES went above this buy side liquidity, while NQ didn't. For NQ, the buy side liquidity right here still remains, and NQ has the potential to just have taken some internal sell side to pick up some fuel to continue on its move even towards the previous day's high. So I'm really not a fan of shorting NQ here because A, it's not above the previous day's high, B, it didn't take out the most recent swing point, and comparing that to ES, which is above the previous day's high, which took out the most recent swing point where we have the SMT divergence, I don't know, if I would trade both, I'd pick the one with the better setup. And for me, that's ES. Shorting NQ right now, I don't think it's a very good idea. But yes, this could be our break of structure level. With the same reasoning, we failed to make a higher high. We have our mitigation block, maybe with a 5 minute bearish fair value gap, and yet we could still end up delivering lower from a potential bearish fair value gap here. Doesn't mean I'm engaging on it. A decent setup will form, I'm sure, during the AM session this week, and I'm not here to force something on the first trading day of the week. So now we have that bearish fair value gap. We close below the swing point. So just out of curiosity, I want to see, once I get back from walking with my dog, if this bearish fair value gap right here, paired with the mitigation block, actually ended up holding resistance and delivered into some lower targets. This would be the mitigation block here on the 5-minute time frame. Let's see. But not worth the risk for me because of the reasons that I just outlined. No bearish 5-minute fair value gap on ES either. It looks like we're putting in some sort of a top formation. No fair value gap on the 5. Only bullish fair value gaps below us. We could hold support in pretty much any of them. Proper 5-minute market structure shift would come in right here below the slow at 4402.75. And on the 1 minute, we yet have to close below the slow right here. But without the strong displacement. So no entries for me today or on my funded account for this live stream. But still, we had some good fun with the price action. We can say that we have learned something. I think that's fair to say. DXY consolidating here, which could explain, yes, doing the same thing after hitting a major buy-side liquidity pool. Could continue on that until later during the PM session, maybe at 1:30 PM. We will see. Right now, I'm not really interested. And yeah, that means I'm not engaging. Patience pays off. And if the DXY continues lower, I really don't think that we're going to get a strong reversal. It's more going to be like, all right, picking up some more fuel before we continue on our journey to maybe the 1-hour order block, 1-hour bearish value gap, buy side liquidity at 4417.5, and maybe even, who knows, the previous week's buy side, previous week's high. Okay, guys, if you have any more questions, ask them now, and because I'm going to be ending the stream in a couple of minutes. Looking healthy, still no losing days. 60 win rate, also liking that. Funded account is doing even better. Nice. Can't complain, it's not worth risking anything. Been super bullish today. So there's always a risk going short on a super bullish day, unless you get a really great setup like an A+ setup, and I don't think that we have seen that yet. We might see that maybe during the lunch hour, maybe during the PM session. I will keep an eye on it, but I'm not forcing engagement anymore today. I've also already spent a little bit of time already today in front of the charts. I've been to the gym between London and New York Kill Zone, where I had the London long trade running that I sent out to all the VIP members. But other than that, Yeah, I think it's enough for one day. Because trading shouldn't be an obsession. It should be a profession / hobby. Alright, we push back up higher. Same for NQ. Look, we didn't respect the bearish fair value gap at all, like we spoke about. Pick up some fuel. Fell short of this buy side right here. Took the sell side. Maybe now continuing back to the upside. We will see. Later on we're going to be much smarter. And it all starts to make sense. Right now during live conditions, maybe I've missed something, but I don't see it right now. And yeah, that's why we need to close below the slow, because all we did right here on ES was a sweep of the most recent low. Pick up some fuel, continue higher. A stop hunt. Yeah, Freshly said it. Right here on NQ, yes, we close below, but NQ, like I said, it's not really that precise, and that's exactly the reason why I only trade ES. I tried trading NQ, don't get me wrong, but yeah, like I said before, oftentimes too many decimals. I think DXY also has made it smooth for the AM session. Time for some consolidation or maybe even a retracement if we look at the current range. Maybe somewhere towards the 50% of the breaker block or of our current 5-minute dealing range, which still has the potential for both of these to deliver lower if we get a retracement on DXY. And then eventually continue lower, which would mean a retracement on ES and NQ, and eventually continue higher. Once again, we rejected off the mitigation block paired with this bearish fair value gap. That's very interesting. So this area still holds some resistance, not some resistance, major resistance. We tap it, leave behind a wick, open up with a bullish volume imbalance and reject. Open up with a new bearish one. Very interesting. So if anything, this would have been the only short opportunity that I spotted, but yet still didn't engage because I'm not really or the 2022 model or the model that I defined for my funded accounts. It's not based on mitigation blocks, it's based on breaker blocks. So, and that's that. And for it to become a breaker block, we would have needed a higher high right here. Then I would have entered without any questions asked. We now close below this level, Freshkey. Every time I want to end the stream. What do you think? Close below. Rejected once more. Maybe we now get our 1-minute bearish fair value gap. Just in case we get a last minute opportunity. 150k account. You are short. From where? Yeah, let's go short with 1. Come on, is it going to fill me anytime soon? There we go. Terrible fill. But yet still inside the fair value gap, so it's acceptable. I do not recommend taking this entry. And this is not financial advice. My stop is going to be right here above this mitigation block.
Order filled.
We like that. We formed a new lower low. Let's see how we close. We still have this balanced price range right here. Yeah, we're still in this range, so let's find out. Nothing on the 5-minute time frame, low probability. For confirmation, I'm starting to trail my stop loss here based on the 1 minute if we close below this bullish share value gap here. This is, in my opinion, the last level of defense before we take this equal low sell side, which is likely going to be when I move my stop loss to break even. Nice. Nice. 3, 2, 1. Okay, we close below, but we open up with a bullish volume imbalance. That's enough for me to try my stop loss to the most recent swing point. Freshkey, are you trailing your stop loss? Yes, to break even or just to the most recent high? Yeah, okay. No, that's fair. 5 points would take me to 4401 recent high. The XY is dropping as well, but yeah, fucking, I never look at that, so why look at it now? 4393 is your take profit target. So this low is certainly next swing point and confirms our 5-minute market structure shift if we manage to close below that. Any reason for your take profit being 4393? Seems a bit bit random for me right now. So what I would like to look at is the range since the New York Open. Measure that out. 50% of that range would come in at 4396. And this would be sell side and discount. Yeah, I agree. Right, we swept that low. I'm gonna go over to the 5-minute time frame. And that's exactly what we spoke about the entire goddamn live stream. We wait for the setup to present itself, and once it's there, we're ready to engage. So we closed below, so we now actually also have a 5-minute market structure shift. Nice. Still with the bearish SMT divergence right here. It's 130. Nice. We closed. Ah, nice. Hang on. Let me get rid of all this shit, because now I can actually watch it on a 5-minute time frame. I'm a huge fan of that. We got our entry early on the 1 minute. So a little freebie for all the viewers on YouTube. No one else is showing their executions, so please support the stream and like. And if you purchase a funnel account, feel free to use the referral links in the description below at no extra cost to you. Or join the VIP membership and you can get to see the live streams without any delay or advertisement from YouTube. Perfect entry. We picked up stops. This bullish fair value gap right here kept holding support and we closed below it. So now I would personally expect resistance. Inversion fair value gap. We have our 5-minute market structure shift. Keep an eye out for this bullish volume imbalance. And we have a other bullish fair value gap right here. We haven't traded into that one yet. SMT divergence with NQ. I could care less what DXY is doing. I'm not trading that. I'm not always looking for correlation. NQ also broke the low. Yet I'm a much bigger fan of shorting ES for all the hundreds of reasons that I outlined earlier. So a little gift for everyone that stayed until the end of the stream and didn't turn off. I was about to leave. I was ready. I already messaged the maid. It's okay. I mean, who's going to complain? So we hit the consequent encouragement of this bullish fair value gap. 50% of our current range. Let's see. This is the New York open range. And if we look at the entire daily range, all the way towards the London session low, the 50% come in here, but yeah, I think that should be fine. Let's take a quick look at the regular trading hours. We have a nice little gap that we could potentially target. Fresh, what do you say? Take profit target all the way down here? I don't think that's likely. 19 risk to reward. No. If I'd been with more than one contract, yes. But I think 28 points, 50% and VWAP. I like that. Electronic trading hours, where do we have the VWAP? 930 range, bits below that. Now we put it back to the 1 minute. First sell side and discount. I'm just gonna go for 10 points. I've already made profit on that account today. A 3.64 risk to reward ratio. On the 1 minute, what we want to see now is bearish fair value gaps to be respected, such as this one, and we already respected this one right here for the continuation lower. And now it's wait and chill time. After waiting and chilling for the entire AM session. Funny business. Fresh gear, are you already trailing your stop loss based on the 1 minute? Or are you holding on? You're leaving it at break even now. A 5 minute bearish fair value gap on the 15. We're also inside a big 15-minute bullish fair value gap right now. We cleared the previous day's high, 15-minute. We have plenty of room to retrace. Four 393. Not gonna change anything. Okay. Yeah, it's hard to trail here, especially on the 5. On the 1 minute, yes, we have structure. But since we already repriced down till here, we at least want to see the 50% of the New York AM session range. And since we want to see that, we look for the closest sell side liquidity, which really would be this low right here, 4395.5 or 4393.5. I'm content with 10 points today. Or should we say, fuck it. Let's check out NQ here for a second. NQ is also starting to retrace. 50%. Well, I'm certainly putting my stop to break even. I think that should be fine. We have this 5-minute bearish fair value gap. If we reprice back into that, yes, I could get stopped out with a wick, but so be it. Let me check my trader weight accounts. Not ideal, but yeah, let's run with it. What's the time? We do not want, it's the 11:50 macro until 12:10. So let's see what's gonna happen here. We have this bearish fair value gap paired with the inversion. We had a good rejection here on the 5-minute of our lowest 5-minute fair value gap. Did we hit the consequent encouragement of the 15? Yes, we did, to the tick, right here. Right here and there, we hit it to the tick of this 15-minute bullish. One hour. Really, this would become our 1 hour breaker block, wouldn't it? And we hit the 50% of that. We closed above. Continue up higher into buy side. Check the 1 minute. Looking not ideal. But let's see if this 5-minute bearish fair value gap can hold us. My stop loss is just tiny bits above break even. If it doesn't want to move, that's fine. Doesn't always do that. But I'm not going to exit here. Where's the point? This would be a emotional exit. I've done enough of these. Trust me. We fell short of the 10 points target, which really is a low-hanging fruit target after such a strong run to the upside. We have a couple of reasons for a rejection here. 50% of the 15-minute fair value gap, a 5-minute unfilled bearish fair value gap above us, which really would be actually the 5-minute time frame entry. If you waited for the 5-minute bearish fair value gap to form after the market structure shift, this would be the trade. So yeah, we're still gonna stick to that. Set and forget. Just because we got our entry at a better level doesn't mean we have to worry about a potential tiny little pullback. It's interesting because every time you're in a trade, you find 100 million reasons why it could go against you. And the simple answer is it can always go against you. Market can always go in two potential ways, either up or down, or go sideways. But even if it's going sideways, it's going either up or down. So if you're in a trade, you want to see, let's say for example a short, you want to see lower prices. But yet if you look for reasons to get out of the trade, you will always find one. So it's simpler to just stick to what you analyzed and let it play out. Make sure to use good risk management, but other than that, you can't really do much. It's the market, it's the profession or the obsession that you chose. I'm gonna be back in no time. Give me 1 or 2 minutes. Alright, I'm back. But not for very long. I'm just going to set a take profit target and let it rock. I'm going to enter YouTube live stream here. Have to catch a breath quickly. Hmm. Freshky, what do you think about this bullish 1-minute market structure shift, holding support in this bullish fair value gap? After filling the 5 and 15-minute bullish fair value gap. Yeah, like we talked about, hundreds of different reasons why it could go against us. So, it's lunchtime, you're correct. I'm simply going to set and forget for free